got good news. They pushed the IRS filing date until May 17th. Yay! The bad news, Grandpa Joe is now going to raise your taxes for new spending jags that haven't even been invented. We are $2 trillion in the red already this year, and that's before you include the latest $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. When Joe and co. finish torturing high-income earners, they're going to push up the corporate tax rate another 8%, grift off a plumped-up estate tax, and pilfer your capital gains. Now, this will help bring in just a little over $2 trillion over 10 years. That's a decade that doesn't even begin to cover a third of what has already been purloined over the last year. So what does raising taxes do to an already overburdened economy? Best case scenario, it's a sucker punch in the shorts. There's a reason we haven't had a big tax hike since 1993. And if it were popular then, Newt Gingrich and his Republican mandate would never have been a bee in the Clinton bonnet. No matter what President Picklebrain and Janet Yellen try to sell, tax hikes are wildly unpopular for everyone. It doesn't matter what do-gooder program they're trying to sell. It is never worth taking home less money so the federal government can pad its own pockets with redundant and ineffective programs. Both parties have completely lost touch with their heroes. Reagan famously lowered taxes on the wealthiest. W lowered the top rate from 39.6 to 35%. And even Presidents Obama and Clinton knocked back Uncle Sam a peg or two to spur much-needed economic growth. Republicans and Democrats have adopted devil-may-care, high spending habits. And for Democrats, the need is a downright addiction. Right now, no one wants to really shrink the size of the federal government because promises and dependency equal power. The Tax Policy Center forecasts this revenue wedgie will lower GDP about 0.8%, will kill 159,000 jobs, reduce wages as corporations cope with higher tax bills, all that on the heels of COVID recovery. That could put more businesses out of business for good. Axioms are true if unpopular, and there was never a greater, more necessary truth than this. If you want economic growth, you have to cut taxes and you have to cut spending. You can pretend this is Sweden, but sadly, you've arrived in Venezuela. And that's the memo.